like where you're standing is it's just going to be like that. Welcome back to the Maryland Hockey Network. We are live here from Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm Andy Parr, joined by Bailey Unchester, and today we enter the second leg of Maryland's two-night run.
And that game was definitely an experience, to say the least, for the Terps. NC State, if you guys didn't know, actually plays in the Carolina Hurricanes practice facility, so it was a really big rink. They had a really great fan section. It was crowded there. Terps did unfortunately drop that game 4-1, but they played pretty well, if I do have to say so myself.
Yeah, they played a very good second period. They got all of Coach Carter's systems in place. They were playing a 1-1-3 to really shut down the Ice Pack at 5-on-5. Kind of ran out of gas in the third, but playing against a D1 team, you kind of expect that. They gave a really good run for the first 40 minutes. And today, Virginia Tech played the Ice Pack and lost 5-1. So Terps and Hokies coming up in a few weeks. Look forward to that one at home.
Statistically, with those scores, that should be a pretty good game. Probably a little bit better than last year's Virginia Tech matchup, but besides that, just last night against NC State, from what I saw, it just looks like our guys were playing to keep up, not necessarily to win, and I think that's why they did end up dropping that game, unfortunately. But it is a brand new night. It's Saturday night, and what else are you doing at 10 p.m. than watching ACHA hockey? So we got the Terps and the Seahawks coming up next. Seahawks, we saw them last year for 2-game series, I believe, and both of those games neck and neck. You may remember one of those games, the Patrick Adams legacy game, as Andy says.
Yep, absolutely. Patrick Adams coming up with a bunch of stops in a shootout win against these Seahawks up in Laurel about a year ago. Patrick Adams will be backing up Devin Brown tonight. Jack Pharisee gets a day off after he faced a lot of shots against NC State last night, and he will hopefully be joining us in the first intermission for some interviews with Bailey.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Hopefully we'll have him on for you guys, get some new intel on your new goalie. But what are we looking at tonight? Anything new happening for the Terps with their lines, their lineup in general, their strategies?
Absolutely. Tonight we will see the debut of Ryan Craven in a Terps uniform. He already had his rookie lap. I was talking with both him and Caleb earlier today, and they are both super excited. The two brothers have never played on ice on the same team before, so they're really looking forward to tonight, and both of them want to maximize this opportunity.
Definitely, yeah. We now have two pairs of brothers on this team, and both of them are playing in this lineup. We got, obviously, the Warner brothers. We've seen a lot of them in the last few weeks, and let's see what the Cravens can do. Who knows? Maybe they'll be the next set of Gretzkys who hold the brotherly goal record. Don't look up whose stats are whose. Just know that they hold the brotherly goal record.
Absolutely. Hopefully should have puck drop relatively soon after.
Next few minutes, we will have puck drop shortly. See you later, Terps fans.
only thing we can't see is that far corner.
Oh yeah, me and Owen didn't know when to start last week. It's so crazy because he was like, when do you usually start? I was like, I actually couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So we started before the anthem. Because we were mid-thought. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to pause the anthem real quick here.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Let's go, W!
It wasn't that bad when I did it. I thought bad.
He comes over again and talks to my son.
Just keep an eye on it.
I will, yeah.
I even know her.
He's actually 7. She said it wrong. He's wearing 7. She said it wrong. And then there was one guy, he's actually 44, not 45. That's the only thing that looks wrong.
Now, please remove your hats and please rise if possible and join us for the playing of our national anthem.
Seahawks and you're going to get yesterday.
Yeah, guys.
And that puck yesterday.
Yeah, guys.
In that puck drop, we will have Grant Warner going up against Colin Robbins. This is drop. We will have Grant Warner going up against Colin Robbins. This is Lucas Moses with the first shot of the game. 2 Levy brothers you're going to be hearing a lot of tonight. The Levy brothers, 2 of Wilmington's best players from a year ago. Both of them now seniors here at UNCW. This is Kai with a shot, saved by Brown. Rebound, good opportunity there for Chris Lawson, and a better pad save from Devin Brown as the Terps will try to clear. They can't. Colin Roberts coming in with a shot, squeezed by Brown, getting peppered early. 3 big stops, just 45 seconds in.
Yeah, I know these angles are tricky, guys, but at least one benefit is that you're going to get real up and close and personal if something happens down this end. You guys saw that hit that just happened right in front of our camera, and 3 really quick shots on Devin Brown. Some good stops from him to start off early, but Terps are going to really have to set that tone in both zones if they want to turn this game.
Yep, Devin Brown made his Maryland debut against Towson a week ago in a game that we were unfortunately unable to broadcast. 3-2 win for the Terps over the Tigers, and Devin played very well in that one. Coaching staff has a lot of confidence in all three goalies on this Maryland roster. Going ahead for the Terps, this is Caleb Craven working one-on-one against Nicholas Wagner. Wagner beats him out there. Now back for Maryland, this is Amon. Amon plays it off the boards, taken away again by Wilmington, and they will reset in neutral. Can't get it through. Michael Schreibman trying to trace it for the Terps. And you and I will play the guessing game right now as to where that puck is.
Hey, I can't really see. I'm trying to make sure our angles are good here.
Coming in for the Seahawks, this is number 28, Corey Levy, the other of your two Levy brothers. That one was easily shrugged away by Brown. Now Levy right in front of us with Caleb Craven. Craven with a hit, and Sean Amon collects it for the Terps. Amon in his own defensive zone gets taken down there by Bradley Gray. No call. We play still 5-on-5. Tommy Pilkington clears it out as the Terps will go for a line change. Pucks in our non-visible corner. Wilmington with possession. This is Mason Burks, first time calling his name for the night, and I believe the only Seahawk without a nameplate on his jersey. Coming in here, shot off the crossbar. Great opportunity there for Bradley Gray. He came in right alone, got around Luke Mohan. Another turnover, score! Mason Burks picks up a turnover right in front of the Maryland net, and the Seahawks have an early lead here in Wilmington.
Yeah, we've just seen a really slow start from Maryland so far in their own zone. Those were a lot of chances in just the past 3 minutes we've had so far in this game that probably should not have gotten as far as they did. Got lucky with that crossbar shot. For Maryland back there.
Yep. Good opportunity right there for Bradley Gray just before it, ringing one off the crossbar. Terps can't clear the rebound out of their defensive zone. Turnover right in front of Brown. Mason Burks makes no mistakes. One-on-one against the Terps netminder. So we got a whistle here. It'll be an offensive zone draw coming up for the Terps. Trying my best to stay out of your sight lines back all across wherever Terps Nation's watching from tonight. And it'll come all the way back down into the Maryland zone. Yes, along with our weird angles tonight, we were not able to get a table for this broadcast. So we have my laptop sitting beneath our tripod, and it is a just very interesting setup we have here from Polar Ice today. Face-off taken out here by Blake Warner, trying to get into center. Chase Wilson can't get there, and this is Kai Levy back for the Seahawks. Levy behind his own net, waiting to set up the breakout. Levy pressured by Wilson, gets around him, and now he'll pass it up. This is number 88, Woody Reichelt. Drop pass there, and it goes back to Reichelt. Reichelt, he's got Kai Levy at the point. Levy waits, dangles around Hudrin. Shot off the glove of Brown. Didn't get a good sight line on that one. A nice save for number 1 in red. Teskey now behind the net for the Terps. Teskey waits for a passing lane, and that one goes through the ceiling. Brian Teskey loses that puck. It got caught in this kind of aluminum foil looking ceiling here at Polar Ice.
Wow. I mean, just like we said, if you watch the pregame show, we were talking about how there's just a big difference in rinks between tonight and last night. This is definitely the more, dare I say, rundown of the two.
Well, it's a little tough to compete with an NHL practice facility sometimes, but this is definitely one of the more interesting setups we will have this season, but very fortunate to be able to broadcast it all tonight. Zone draw here with 16:32 to go in the first period. Terps with their new look first line out there today. Grant Warner playing between Patrick Harnan and Travis Duchesne. Flipping up the lineup a little bit is Joe Carter, moving Michael Schreibman down to the second line after last night's game. Warner wins this faceoff, and it's in the corner. And it's still in the corner. And now it's a neutral. On Amon, now with it for the Terps. A chance in the corner to keep it alive for Wilmington. Shot there, and we go back into the defensive.
Same skaters still haven't really established themselves.
Says Zach Owen come in bunches for the Terps. They're just trying to find some consistency around it, flipping up these lines early in the season, trying to establish the best chemistry they can. Ahead for Harnan. Harnan trying to get out of the zone, and he will. This is Warner. Warner has numbers if he hurries. Warner trying to feed Rakowski back into neutral. Seahawks maintain possession. And now Andre Serra with it for the Terps. Sarah finds Pilkington. Pilkington tries to play it ahead but can't, and the Terps will go back into their own defensive zone. Rakowskis now trying to get a breakout going. Plays ahead for Pilkington. Pilkington with a slow pass to Schreibman, and now Maryland has numbers. Schreibman waits, shot just over the glove of Dylan Clancy. He had James Romps to his right. Neither of them could get that rebound. Brian Teske still has possession for the Terps. Teske trying to enter the zone, and I think he does. Now it's on the other side. We're really working through it, folks. Caden Vogel keeping it in for the Terps at the left point there. Brian Teske now plays it down low. Intercepted by a Seahawk. That was Burks, the goal scorer for UNCW. And Teske retreats for Maryland. Teske waiting for reinforcements. Goes to Schreibman. Schreibman gets stripped by Nasoy. Nasoy with a shot. That one's swallowed up by Brown. Good screen in front there and a better save by Devin Brown.
Yeah, we really did get pretty good eye line of exactly what was going through UNC's mindset through that shot. We're right on that angle right here, and definitely, as Andy said. All
right, now Brian Teske out. Seahawks still maintain. Teske for the Seahawks coming in long range. Glove save for Brown on Nicholas Wagner.
Yeah, it just looks like the Seahawks are able to take those shots from all points of the ice. We've seen a couple from this dot right in front of us, and right now Devin Brown is really that saving grace for the Terps at the moment.
Yep, Devin Brown bringing his A game early in this one, and something else to note is that us and the Terps hockey team stayed in Raleigh last night. We had to drive 2 hours to get to Wilmington, and we will be driving 2 hours back. Only one hotel for us this road trip. So that whole bus legs effect that you sometimes get with those long travel days, not entirely gone for the Terps.
Nope.
For the Seahawks, this is Chris Lawson. He's stripped of the puck by Blake Warner, and Warner's going to take it up the other way for the Terps. Warner tries to go 1-on-2. He's stripped. Now the other way. This is Roberts. Roberts with a shot. That one's blocked by Caleb Craven. Jack Hudron tries to play it for the Terps, and he will not get it out of the offensive zone as ring him. Another down low. Corgle's able to play down low. Corgle's able to play it up for Patrick Harnan, who chips it out of the zone. The board. That one's blocked down. Now coming back the other way for the Seahawks. That was Jordan Myers. And now it's Kai Levy again. Levy plays it into our invisible corner. And now back for the Terps, it's Vogel. Vogel to Pilkington. Pilkington chips it into the offensive zone. Gets around a couple there. Pilkington trying to work 1-on-2. Has his stick slashed out of his hands, and Maryland's headed to their first power play of the night right here.
Yeah, just a tough break there for Maryland. We saw a couple weird stick-related penalties last night if you guys were watching on the ESPN broadcast, but looks like we're picking that up where we left off as Maryland is going to – no, it's 4-on-5.
Yeah. It's
Never mind, guys.
Penalty on – that is going to be on Biagio Pepe.
Right. My apologies. I did not have a good line of sight on that one.
Yeah, none of us did. First look at the Terps power play. Teske at the point. Plays the 1-2 game with Eli Petter. Now on this first unit. Teske takes the point shot. That one's deflected in front by Travis Duchesne. Save made by Clancy, and the Seahawks clear. Eli Petter taking the spot of Michael Schreibman. They flip the first and second units for that guy on the near circle. Harnan plays it to Petter. Petter is offside on that zone entry as Patrick Harnan couldn't get his skate back behind the line. 1:33 to go in this power play and 11:31 to go in this first period.
Tough break there. Terps just really have to make sure they have that connection together if they want to really break into this game here. No silly stuff like offsides.
Face-off win for the Seahawks, and Kai Levy will clear again. Brian Teske sets it up for the Terps. Teske waiting.
Teske, the lone goal scorer last night.
Yep, Brian Teske had a beautiful 4-on-4 strike against the Ice Pack, a 2-on-1 rush opportunity that he just sniped into the top corner. And he's the one with the puck right now behind Devin Brown. Terps trying to figure out their best lane for breakout. Petter back for Teske. Teske stretch pass it to Harnan. He's able to tip it, so no ice. No. Harnan did not get a piece of that puck, and this will be icing on the Terps. 56 seconds to go on this power play. Only one quality chance so far for Maryland.
Yeah, it just seems like Maryland's wasting a lot of time right now. I know it's only the first period, but every minute counts is what we saw, at least throughout this first half of the season here.
Absolutely. Terps unable to get clean zone entries, and the Seahawks are killing a lot of time off this penalty to Biagio Pepe. Craven now for the Terps, as Coach Joe Carter will switch up some of his personnel and start shifting out that second unit. Craven into the offensive zone. Tries to play it ahead. Now he gets behind the net. Craven out to the point for Amon. Amon waits. Back to Schreibman. Schreibman across. Craven to Amon. Amon, Schreibman. Schreibman waits. Shot. That one goes wide of the net. That was Eli Petter. They didn't quite finish up that change. As the Seahawks clear here down to 18 seconds and counting on the Maryland power play. Eli Petter behind his own net. Plays it with Amon. Amon tries to get it out to James Romps. That one's tipped by Bradley Gray and messes up the Maryland rhythm, but now it's Grant Warner into the offensive zone. Warner plays it back, and now he's got again himself. Warner in front. That was a good opportunity there for James Romps. Couldn't quite get the shot off. Warner at the point. Mohan, long-range shot. Tried to get tip in there from Romps. Dylan Clancy's the one who gets to it, and he'll cover up for the Seahawks. 9:45 to go here in the first period, and that is a penalty kill for UNC-Wilmington.
Yeah, Maryland really surprisingly picked it up there in those last few 20 seconds of that penalty kill. I think with those two shots there from Warner and Mohan, I believe, were probably the Terps' best chances so far tonight.
Some good opportunities there from the second unit after the first unit struggled to get clean zone entries. Offensive zone draw for the Terps here is lost, and Seahawks will start a breakout. Into the offensive zone, this is Corey Levy. Levy tries to play it in front, and nobody's home. Jack Hudrin's there for the Terps. But it's taken away at the point by Owens. Owens with a shot, blocked down by Sarah. Sarah will play it ahead for Warner as he delivers a crunching hit to Biagio Pepe. Into the offensive zone for the Terps. It's taken away by Neal. Neal is pressured in the corner. And now the Seahawks will get it out again. No, a good keep in there from James Romps. Romps down in the far side. Really can't see anything. Zach Owens now for the Seahawks, waiting for some passing lanes to open up. Owens come ahead with Corey Levy. Levy waits, sends it in front. Easy pad save for Devin Brown. Andre Serra there for the Terps. He'll start a breakout the other way. Serra across to his defensive partner, Jack Rakowskis. Now a hit for Schreibman. Good move there to get around one. Can't get around the other because Colin Roberts goes down. Puck in neutral, one away by Kai Levy. Levy now for the Seahawks. They have numbers if they hurry, but it's stripped by Michael Schreibman. Schreibman now trying to get it the other way. Schreibman, he's got a big lane for Pilkington on the other side, but can't quite connect there. Colin Roberts takes it away for the Seahawks, and now Jack Rakowskis has it. Rakowskis to Pilkington. Pilkington will dump, and the Terps will chase. Big hit there in the corner. Tommy Pilkington, I believe, was the one who went down there. No, it was James Romps. Romps smarting on his way back to the bench as Grant Warner comes on for the Terps. Teskey now in neutral. Will dump it in over the net. In there by Chris Cuddy. Cuddy drives Warner into the board, still driving him, still has his stick on his back. Puck's taken now in the corner. Levy using the, and Maryland's got possession back. That was Patrick Harnan knifing his way to the front of the net. Now the other way for the Seahawks. That one was tipped or not tipped into the offensive zone. Couldn't quite get the stick on it there. That was number 10, Bryce Schiavone. And it'll be icing against the Seahawks as we got an offensive zone draw for the Terps. 7:06 to play here in period number one. Mohan will take the draw for Maryland. Working against Bryce Schiavone. Terps win the draw, but Seahawks take immediate possession back. Kept in the zone there by Facciano for a moment, and then he gets it one more time at the point. Now this is Luke Mohan on the near side. Mohan plays it around the boards for Ryan Craven. Craven gets pressured, sends it back out, and the only person there is going to be Woody Reichelt of UNC-Wilmington, who sends it out only as far as neutral. Petter now again for the Terps. Petter with a shot. That one was a big blocker save for Dylan Clancy. He had to dive out to his side. Well-placed shot there from Eli Petter and a good reaction from Dylan Clancy. his first true test of the night right there. Now the other way for Wilmington. This is Nasoy. Nasoy with a shot. That one's saved by Brown, but he couldn't quite squeeze that rebound. Now Teskey behind his own net as we're getting a little bit more physical here in Wilmington. Ryan Craven ahead for Facciano. Facciano just dumps it. And this is Nolan Tabraham for the Seahawks. Tabraham dump and chase as both teams need a change. Nasoy plays it in front. Only person there is Petter. Kept in at the point there by Burks as we have a big hit in front of us. That was Caleb Craven delivering a check to Nasoy.
Up close and personal, eh?
You're going to be seeing a lot of that as we are stationed right in checking corner over here on the Maryland side. Caleb Craven now working with Sean Amon, two of Maryland's assistant captains. Into the offensive zone, this is Blake Warner. Warner knifing towards the net with Hudrin. Warner with a shot. That one's gloved down by Clancy. He'll swallow up that rebound as we get a little bit of physicality after the whistle. Some tempers are flying. And we've got at least one takedown in the corner. I believe that's Chase Wilson and Zach Owens who are going at it right there.
Yeah, this is that veteran fourth line out for the Terps with Wilson and Blake Warner and Jack Hudrin. Love them, but those are going to be the three guys who get themselves involved in something like this. We're going to wait to see if there's any calls.
Yep, Jack Hudrin's definitely going to be going off for a rough, and it doesn't look like anybody on Wilmington will get a matching. Nope, Nolan Tabraham also gets one. So 4-on-4 play upcoming. 5:26 to go here in the first period. Jack Hudrin and Nolan Tabraham get matching minors, and then an additional one to Blake Warner. I'm sorry, this will be a power play for the Seahawks, I believe, unless they are done calling penalties.
We're going to see. We couldn't really see what specifically sparked that scruff right there in the corner, but it did look like everybody on both sides was pretty involved for the most part.
Absolutely. Both teams throwing some punches there after Dylan Clancy gloved down that rebound. Minutes to Jack Hudrin, so matching minors delivered to Blake Warner and Nolan Tabraham, an additional one to Hudrin, and we'll have the first power play of the night for the Seahawks.
Yeah, they switched up that veteran fourth forward line there a bit, subbing Jack Hudrin for James Body. Same effect, though. Usually a very commanding presence on the ice for better or for worse.
Our first look here at the Seahawk power play. At the point, this is Burks. Mason Burks waiting for options. He's got Chris Lawson. Lawson to the point for Moses. Moses across to Neal. Neal down to Roberts. Roberts inside for Burks. He flubbed that one-timer. Moses now on the near circle. Moses with a shot. That one hits the iron. It got past the glove of Devin Brown. Another quick shot from Colin Roberts. Buzzes high. Seahawks turning up the pressure on this power play. Neal down to Moses. Moses on the circle. Blocked by Caleb Craven. Big block there, and he will be able to clear as that one bounces over the stick of Logan Neal. Neal resetting for the Seahawks. He's going to circle in neutral. 1:06 to go here in the penalty to Jack Hudrin. Something's going on that I can't see.
I'm sure something with a puck and a stick maybe.
Yep. Entry here for the Seahawks, stalled up by Brian Teskey as he clears that one from his knees. More time ticking off the clock on that Jack Hudrin penalty. Eli Petter stalls up Corey Levy in neutral, and the Seahawks will have to retreat again. This is Kai Levy setting things up for the offense, plays it to his brother Corey. Corey Levy into the offensive zone. He gets around Petter. Levy, he's got Owens on a passing lane, doesn't pull the trigger. Corey Levy on the near side. Now he migrates to the center. Levy doing it all himself on that one. Sends it off the pad of Devin Brown. Patrick Harnan will have an easy clear right here. Corey Levy just trying to do a little bit too much. He had a lot of passing lanes and chose none of them.
Owens was so perfectly placed on that post right there. That would have been an easy drop-in for him if Levy tried to go for that.
Now this is Kai Levy with a shot. That one squeaks through Devin Brown, but he got just enough of it to force it wide as Jack Hudrin's out of the box. We are back to 5-on-5. Kai Levy in neutral. He has lost his stick and kicks it ahead, and this is taken away by the Terps. Andre Serra on the near side. He will dump it into the zone. With Riedman trying to get something going for the Terps offense. He can't. Colin Roberts there. does not collect the puck as it's Caden Vogel for the Terps, and now Moses the other way. Moses one-on-one against Vogel, sends that pass off the skate of Vogel and into the pad of Devin Brown. At the point, this is Neal. Neal with a shot blocked there by James Romps. Now down low, it's Neal. Neal trying to get a one-time pass there. That one's intercepted by Schreibman. Schreibman hit into the boards there. Colin Roberts and Lucas Moses working against Maryland's number 22 as we have an offside whistle here on the Terps.
Yeah, Schreibman there, we saw that hit pretty well. Two Hawks just came right there, centered him up. Not much he could do, lost control on that entry.
Neutral zone faceoff. This is Mohan working against Burks. Burks wins it for the Seahawks, but they can't maintain possession. Caleb Craven gets over the red line and will dump it in. Dylan Clancy comes out of his cage to play that one. Now it's Ryan Craven. Craven sends it net front. That one's taken away by Jordan Myers of the Seahawks. Myers will play it into neutral where it's taken away by Mohan. Mohan trying to play it ahead for the Terps. Into the corner where the puck will come out of eventually. At some point.
Maybe.
Shot there from the corner that we couldn't see goes off the pad of Dylan Clancy. I assume that was Caleb Craven who took that one. Now Ryan Craven tries to play it on the opposite side. He gets it out to the point for Eamon. Eamon over to Craven. Craven with a high shot off the blocker of Dylan Clancy. Facciano was there waiting for a rebound that didn't come to him. Ryan Craven up from his knees gets it to Luke Mohan. Mohan with a shot off the pad of Clancy. Back into that corner. Craven now at the near side. Craven with a shot. And that one goes wide of the net. Chase Wilson down low for the Terps now. Wilson gets taken down there by Neal, and the Seahawks will be able to get some possession and take it down the other way. That puck rolls right in front of us there, and Sean Amon will collect it for Maryland. Amon uses the boards to get back out into neutral where it's taken away by Nolan Tabraham, who sends it. No, he was not. And now they change their mind, backing it out into neutral.
It's late.
Yeah. It's late. We had a very long night and a long bus ride. It's been a sure was. In the corner now. It comes out to the other side where this is Wagner for the Seahawks. Loses the puck there to Chase Wilson, who tried to send it in front. Nobody home, but Petter has it again at the point. Petter sends it down low behind the net for Wilson. Wilson waits. Chase Wilson still waiting. Has the puck stripped from him by Wagner. And now Wagner's going to use the boards to try and get it out, but it's kept in by Teskey for a moment, and now it's Owens the other way. Owens with Corey Levy. They've got a 2-on-1. Owens with a shot blocked by Eli Petter. Good defensive play there from the freshman. Dangerous pass there. Another save for Devin Brown on Biagio Pepe. Teskey for Hudrin. Terps need 15 more seconds in this period. At neutral, this is Pepe. Pepe takes it in for the Seahawks, working 1-on-3 with Owens. Owens loses that puck to Eli Petter, who will send it the length of the ice. 3, 2, 1. No call on icing there as we hit the end of this first period here in Wilmington. It is 1-0 in favor of the Seahawks, but a late push there from the Terps.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned in just a few minutes. In our mid-game interview, we are going to see if we can get Terps goalie star Jack Pharisee on. We're going to ask him a few questions and help you guys get to know him a little bit better. So stay tuned for that. Hey there, Terps fans. Thanks for sticking around for our intermission report. My name is Bailey Anchester, here with my good friend Jack Farrisey. Jack, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, you played for us last night against our game with NC State,
Yep.
and that was definitely an environment that we haven't necessarily seen yet this season.
Right.
And you, as a freshman, I'm sure, haven't really seen probably at all playing in such a big arena, an NHL arena for the Canes there.
Right.
And definitely you were getting some heckles, I heard, big
Yep.
crowd.
Yeah.
What was that like in your head?
I mean, honestly, it's a lot of fun to play in that kind of environment. Like, also the band's music was pretty good though. I was enjoying
They were
it.
pretty good. I was
Yeah.
dancing a little bit,
Yeah.
but I mean, hey, I'd like to see them, maybe flash a quick glove save, see
Right,
what
yeah.
they probably couldn't even walk in the goalie pads.
Yeah.
So if that helps you sleep at night, I'm glad you're taking it pretty well, and I'm glad you had a good time
No,
last
it
night.
definitely adds to the experience, I would say.
Yeah,
I like
good.
It when, I like a little heckle.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Good answer. And then tonight, you're taking the day off, but you got your other
Yep.
freshman friend, Devin Brown, in net.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
seen him so far in this first period here. Just goalie to goalie, what's going through your head watching him?
I mean, obviously, I think he's playing great. Like he's making the saves he needs to make. The one goal, like that was a little bit of a defensive breakdown, but he looks solid. The fans aren't rattling him. Like they're saying all this. They're trying to get in his head. Like he's got a strong mind. He's nothing they're gonna say is gonna affect anything that's on the ice.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad that he looks like he's doing good.
Yep.
Really just that defensive backbone for
Yeah.
the Terps tonight. Both of you guys have had good first games
Mm-hmm.
out, so I'm glad that that's keeping up. And just one last question. We like
Yeah.
to have our fans get to know our players a little bit better and see if we got some fun facts for them. So,
All right.
it's a late night game, 10 p.m. start. We're going to be getting back to the hotel pretty late,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
And what's just your go-to midnight snack? Something that you
boy.
have to make late at night, maybe. I don't know.
In my fridge back at the dorm, I have probably 14 grilled cheeses left over from a failed presentation.
Right.
So plenty of grilled cheese for late night.
Big grilled cheese guy. You got
Big
a
grilled
favorite
cheese guy.
favorite bread, favorite cheese you put on it?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm not making them. Don't have access to a kitchen here on campus, but the Y does a pretty good job of supplying me with my grilled cheese.
Right. I'm glad that you can just always have them
Yeah.
on deck whenever you need them.
Yep.
So maybe we'll see if we can find you one when we get back
Oh, yeah.
to the hotel. But guys, we've got just a few more minutes here before puck drop in the second intermission. Jack, thank you so much for
Of
joining us.
course.
Hope you had a good
Thanks for
time. And
having me.
Terp fans, thank you for sticking around. Stay tuned.
Go Terps.
Welcome back to this second period of play here on the Maryland Hockey Network. I'm Andy Parr, joined by Bailey Unchester here from Polar Ice in Wilmington, North Carolina. The Seahawks currently have a 1-0 lead over the Terps as we enter this second period of play. Bailey and I have flipped positions, so hopefully I'll at least be able to have a better view of the corner. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about the camera, but I'll try and give you better descriptions than just it's in the invisible corner. I've got a slightly better sight line on it now. Face off here, won by the Terps. Back is Brian Teskey as we now have Maryland on this side of the ice. You'll have a lot of great offensive zone looks for the Terps, but this first one is going to be an icing as Grant Warner couldn't collect that pass. Good first period for the Terps, down 1-0, but a lot of late shots. They had a bit of a sluggish start getting through those bus legs, and then after that power play, they really had the ice open up for them and gained some more opportunities.
I was going to say that power play was definitely their turning point last period.
Face-off here, won by Wilmington. At the point, this is kept in by Chris Cuddy. Cuddy down low, can't get it out, and now he's forced to retreat out to neutral. And this is Teskey now for the Terps. Teskey the other way. Teskey with a hit on Lucas Moses. Back in the corner, this is Duchesne, has it stripped away by Kai Levy. Levy can't get it over to Cuddy at first, and then Cuddy gets it back over to Levy. Cuddy stripped by Grant Warner. Warner to Harnan. Harnan Duchesne recover at the very end there and cut off a shot for Chris Lawson. Now this is kept in at the point by Kai Levy. Levy tries to handle a bouncing puck, and now it's Grant Warner for the Terps. Warner, he's got Harnan with him. Warner over to Harnan. That one bounces off his stick and behind the net. Harnan now gets it over, stripped by Lawson, who falls down right in front of us. This is Sean Amon, who dumps it in for Maryland off the pad of Dylan Clancy. Over for the Seahawks, this is Kai Levy. Levy uses the boards, but it's collected back by Caleb Craven, who dumps it in for the Terps. Delayed offside here, washed out. Owens collects it for UNC-Wilmington. Owens to Cuddy. Cuddy getting pressured there by Schreibman, who loses his footing, and now it's a breakout opportunity for the Seahawks. Owens trying to feed that pass. Can't quite get it. Chris Cuddy now plays it over to Corey Levy. Levy in the corner. Sends it around the boards, but it's taken away by James Romps. Romps plays it for Craven. Craven has a lot of open room. Caleb Craven now to the far side. Craven still waiting, dumps it into the zone. Schreibman's going to work against Nolan Taberham. Taberham's the first one there, and he uses the boards to get to Wagner. Wagner to Pepe. Pepe gets it back out to neutral, but it's taken away again by the Terps. Schreibman now gets it into the offensive zone. Schreibman has some room. Poke check there at the last second by Nolan Taberham. Taberham working on the boards against Schreibman. Tries to get it out, but it's taken by Romps. Romps behind the net, taken by Wagner for Wilmington. Wagner checked by Tommy Pilkington. It gets to Biagio Pepe, but a big hit there from Tommy Pilkington on Nicholas Wagner. Now this is Owens for the Seahawks in their offensive zone to Levy. Out to the point for Neal, where he'll be forced to reset in neutral. Neal using the boards. Ends up on the stick of Jordan Myers. Myers with a shot from the far circle. Easy pad save there for Brown. Corey Levy to Zach Owens. Owens behind the net, nobody home. Off the boards, this is Myers. Myers tries to send it towards the front of the net where it's taken away by the Terps. Icing warning here on Maryland, and they will get it as Logan Neal is the first one back there for the Seahawks. An offensive zone draw coming up for Wilmington.
Already a much stronger start here in the second period compared to that last first period we watched. Terps are hanging around in that offensive zone a lot more besides this draw right here, but wouldn't be surprised if we see them get this puck back, make a push back in our direction real soon.
Yep. Well,
Call me a psychic.
Yep. Easy face-off win there, and the Terps have it back in the offensive zone. At the point, this is Mohan who can't quite corral it, and it's taken by Burks. Burks working in the corner against Sarah. Sarah trying to use the boards to get ahead for Ryan Craven, and he will. Craven sends it across for Facciano, but that one bounces across his stick, and this is Neal back for the Seahawks. Neal starting to break out here for Wilmington. Gets taken down by Ryan Craven. No call there. Lots of fans around me wanted a trip. It kind of looked like one, but no call from the official. Andre Sarah back for Maryland now, working with Jack Rakowskis. Rakowskis and Sarah still working together, waiting for some forwards to give them some passing options. Rakowskis with it again. Rakowskis for Sarah. Sarah will dump, and Maryland will change. Chase Wilson, first one there for the Terps. Around the boards for Warner. Warner back to the point for Sarah. Sarah across to Rakowskis. Rakowskis, long-range shot. That one was tipped and goes wide. Warner with a wraparound opportunity. Blocker save there for Dylan Clancy. He dove to his back to keep that one out. Golden opportunity for Blake Warner, shut down by number 85 in blue.
Yeah, again, we see this final veteran fourth line here really, again, coming up with that production that they've been giving for the past 4 games. A good chance there from Blake Warner, who has had some great chances throughout this season so far. Couldn't quite finish on that one, but a good look on his end with that wraparound opportunity.
Wilmington fans here banging the glass at Polar Ice. A very interesting arena, not a lot of seating, so everybody's just cuddled around these boards. A very intimate environment if you're a player out on this ice. Point shot there from Teskey, bounces just wide. Chase Wilson behind the net. Pressured by Neal as he's checked in, but Warner collects the puck. Teskey now with a shot. Stick save for Dylan Clancy. Behind the net, it's Hudrin. Hudrin trying to use the boards to get it out, but now it's Gray for the Seahawks. Gray sends it ahead, but it's taken away by Teskey. Teskey, a long pass there, gets intercepted. One battle. And now Maryland the other way. That pass can't connect, and this will be an icing on the Terps. 15-14 to go here in period number 2. Still 1-0 in favor of the Spawner. Seahawks. Bowman Graves coughed up that puck there. Some taunts from fans behind me. Chris Cuddy now behind Duchesne, couldn't connect on that pass, and Kai Levy's got it for the Seahawks. Levy feeds that one ahead for Graves. Graves using the boards to get it ahead for Moresco, who's checked in there by Caden Vogel. Now in the defensive zone, this is Caleb Craven using the boards to try and get it out, but he won't be able to. And now Travis Duchesne coming in for some support. Maryland's got possession again. Cleaning pass there is not deflected by Grant. Last whistle.
Right, over at Maryland. If you guys didn't know, Maryland Access Rink made my mind go to immediately there. A little fun fact for anyone wondering about Maryland's campus.
Yep. Herbert Wells right next to the College Park Metro Station. Where the Terps play is and out there. Cullen Ross save for Dylan Clancy. And now Roberts in deep to the offensive zone for the Seahawks. Broken stick still down on the ice in that far corner. Caden Vogel tries to use the boards to get it out, and Schreibman. Abraham uses the boards to get to Lawson. Lawson chips it ahead, where it's taken by Sarah for Maryland. Sarah finds Pilkington, and the Terps play it into the offensive zone. Behind his own net, still in Clancy, who leaves for Abraham, and now it's taken away by Pilkington. Pilkington waiting for a passing lane. Finds Sarah. Sarah with a shot. That one buzzes just wide. Michael Schreibman trying to tip that one in. And now a 2-on-1 the other way. This is Pepe working with Owens. Pepe pass, shot, save made by Devin Brown. Big stop there on Zach Owens. A beautifully executed 2-on-1 there for the Seahawks. Rakowskis now trying to get it out of the zone for Maryland. He won't be able to. This one's kept in by Corey Levy for a moment. And now it's stripped. And Schreibman using his speed. He's gotten around a couple. And now Tommy Pilkington has it for Maryland. Pilkington waits, tries to get to Schreibman, but that one bounces off of his stick where it's taken by Logan Neal for Wilmington. Neal checked into the boards there by James Romps. Maryland collects in their defensive zone and gets another breakout going. This is the captain, Brian Teskey, for the Terps. Teskey sends it into the corner where it's taken by Rakowskis. Rakowskis coming out for the Terps into neutral. Rakowskis working 1-on-4, but finds a passing lane to Facciano. Facciano will dump it in. Facciano working against Myers. Foch is the first one there. Gets checked into the boards by Myers, but Mohan's there for the Terps, and now it's taken away by Corey Levy. Levy the other way for Wilmington. Levy will dump in from neutral off the pad of Devin Brown, but it's taken away again there by Nasoy. Big check there in the corner. Back to the front. Mason Burks was trying to tip that one in. Would have been his second goal of the contest, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Kai Levy keeps it at the point and sends it in deep. Now at the other side, this is Chris Cuddy, who can't quite keep the line. So we get an intentional offside here on the Seahawks. It appears. Yep, intentional offside, or maybe more. Nope, intentional offside on Wilmington, so all the way down. Kai Levy couldn't keep that one in at the point. Official put his arm up, and Kai Levy took it over the line anyways. A little bit of a controversial call there, but Maryland will take it. Offensive zone draw here. Missed draw. We'll do it again. Third line out there for the Terps. Luke Mohan, Dominic Facciano, and Ryan Craven with their first defensive pairing, Brian Teskey and Eli Petter. This is Mohan and Burks at the dot. Mohan wins it for Ryan Craven. Craven with a backhand shot. Rebound, Mohan. That one goes just wide. Ryan Craven taken down in the corner by Cuddy. And now the other way for the Seahawks. This is Burks. Burks uses that passing lane to find Bradley Gray, and this is going to be a big trip on Maryland coming up to the bench. This is Dylan Clancy, but Maryland touches up, but they will be headed shorthanded here. Ryan Craven taking a trip at that right in neutral right there. He took down Bradley Gray as the Seahawks were trying to enter the offensive zone.
Yeah, really no debate there. Bradley Gray was quite literally thrown a couple feet forward.
Sorry, that was Luke Mohan who took the penalty. I believe I said Craven.
My apology. He did say Craven, and I went with that. So Luke Mohan, I was going to say that would have been upsetting for Craven in his first game, but not much you can do there. We're going to see Terps are currently 1 for 1 on their penalty kill tonight, I believe.
Yep, Patrick Harden with an all-important face-off win right there, and now into the corner. Sean Amon tries to get out for the Terps, but it's at the point, and Neal takes it for the Seahawks. Neal down low to Roberts. Colin Roberts and Neal playing a two-man game. Neal, middle, takes the long-range shot, save made by Brown. He will squeeze, face-off coming up, 1:44 to go here on the power play.
Some words exchanged between both teams here. Looks like it's not going to lead to anything too serious.
Neither team changes. First shot of the power play there coming from Logan Neal, straight away from the middle. Colin Roberts will take the face-off here against Patrick Harden yet again. Roberts loses that one to Harnan, and ahead this is Duchesne. Travis Duchesne uses the boards to clear ahead for the Terps. Good face-off win there for Harnan to kill some time off this penalty clock. Lucas Moses back for the Seahawks. He will start the breakout. Moses into the offensive zone for Wilmington. Moses pressured by Caleb Craven. Chris Lawson also pressures there. Lawson's the one who wins that puck battle against Patrick Harnan. Now into the corner. There's a 5-man scrum. Waiting for that puck to move out, and it'll get into neutral. This is Caleb Craven for the Terps. Craven with a shorthanded shot. Glove save for Dylan Clancy. 5-man scrum in the corner. Couldn't see a lot of it. Caleb Craven came out with that puck, and Dylan Clancy had to make a shorthanded save.
Yeah, long-range wrister there from Craven. On target, but Clancy just is on his game tonight. Quick glove from him. Brings this to another zone draw here for the Terps. Still shorthanded. We've got Grant Warner now taking the face-off against Corey Levy.
68 seconds remaining on this penalty kill for the Terps. Corey Levy wins that one for the Seahawks. Levy now again for Wilmington. Levy drops for his brother Kai. Kai Levy into the offensive zone where it's taken away by Warner, and Teskey can clear. Good penalty killing there from the Terps, not allowing his own entry. Nolan Taberham back for the Seahawks now. Drops it for Owens. Owens cruising through neutral, working 1-on-3. Won't be able to get through those Terps. Back into neutral again. This is Kai Levy on the far side. Plays it ahead for his brother Corey. Now back to Kai and Corey. Corey sends it across into the offensive zone. That's Owens, but it's taken away by Grant Warner, who gets it back out into center again. Kai Levy in for the Seahawks. Plays it over to Corey. Corey Levy across the ice to Owens. Owens in the near corner. Across for Levy. One-timer, big save there from Devin Brown. He got across to the other post. Owens again for Levy. Another one. He's 2 for 2 on that shot. 5 seconds to go on this power play. Big hit in the corner there from Teskey. And Maryland's going to be going shorthanded again. Brian Teskey delivered a big hit in the corner there on Corey Levy. The officials say it came in high. And Maryland's captain's going to be heading to the box. We're going to have 3 seconds of 5-on-3 for the end of that Luke Mohan penalty. And then another power play for the Seahawks.
And these 3 seconds, my apologies, going to be important too, as we do have another draw here. Again, Devin Brown with 2 killer pad saves to really keep the Terps in it there. But as Andy was saying, we are going to be shorthanded for another 2 minutes after this.
Yep, 2 big saves from Devin Brown right there. Zach Owens with cross passes to Corey Levy. Corey Levy with 2 booming one-timers, and Devin Brown had the answer both times. 2-1, Luke Mohan's out of the box. It's back to 5-on-4 as that point shot comes in from Lucas Moses. Goes wide of the net. Moses on the far point. Moses moving to the center. Gets it down low to Burks. Burks pressured there by Caleb Craven. Burks gets around him now, moving towards the net front. He has a passing lane to Lawson and doesn't take it. Now back at the point, this is Neal. Neal sends it down low to Roberts. Back to Burks. He scores. Beautiful tic-tac-toe passing there for the Seahawks. Logan Neal had it at the point, sent it down to the circle for Roberts. Back to Burks, and he's got 2 tonight, and it's 2-0 Seahawks with a power play strike here.
Yeah, it just seemed like 2 more extra minutes of penalty killing time was just too unsustainable for a tired.
Lawson loses handle on that one. 2-0 in favor.
What was though now? What was though now?
Yep, these are 2 behind his own net. This is Cuddy. Checked. Yep, these are 2 behind his own net. This is Cuddy. Checked hard by Blake Warner, and it's kept in at the point by Teskey, and again by Hudrin. Hudrin will chip it in as the Terps need to change their forwards. Cuddy now behind his net for Wilmington. Cuddy working with Kai Levy. Levy waits for a passing lane as Patrick Harnan delivered some pressure there. Slow one to Josh Schiavone. Now this is Cuddy back for Levy again. Levy and Cuddy still working together, trying to get this out of the zone, but the Terps are getting good forechecking pressure. Patrick Harnan now pressuring Kai Levy. Big check there from Patrick Harnan. And now it's taken away by Schiavone. Schiavone loses that one to Harnan, and now right in front of us, that was Harnan giving it away to Grant Warner. Warner trying to feed the front for Harnan. Couldn't get that pass across, but Warner still got the puck. Warner to the point for Vogel. Vogel with a shot that goes just high and into the netting and out of play.
Harnan, still a powerful forward, has really made some great important strides, specifically behind the net tonight for the Terps. I've noticed a few times where he was really able to sustain that pressure there, keeping that puck in the zone for right now. And I saw some instances of that earlier in the game too. Definitely watch out for Patrick Harnan if he gets himself behind the net in particular.
Yep, Patrick Harnan, one of those Swiss Army knives on Maryland's forward core, plays so well in all 3 phases of the game. This is Biagio Pepe for the Seahawks. That one an easy blocker save for Devin Brown, and now Corey Levy's got it on the other side. Levy pressured in the corner by Travis Duchesne, and Andre Serra's got it behind his own net. 4 people in that far corner, and Duchesne's the one who ends up with it. Duchesne ahead for Harnan. Harnan, he's got a little bit of space on the near side. Harnan trying to feed the front for Warner. That pass is blocked down by Nicholas Wagner. But Warner's got it back. Warner to
the end of this period, I think that, in or a loss tonight.
Absolutely. The Terps playing with a lot of momentum right now, even after that second goal of the game from Mason Burks on the power play. But Wilmington wins that draw. This is Owens working with Logan Neal. Neal hit hard there by Caleb Craven, and now Craven's got in the boards against Neal. Craven and Neal still working against each other. And Craven ends up with it and plays it ahead for Romps. Romps into the offensive zone for Maryland. Romps with a shot. That one's a stick save for Dylan Clancy. Played off the boards but kept in by Sean Amon. Amon for Schreibman. Schreibman tries to dangle it around Pepe and to maintain some possession but loses it on that pass to Owens. Owens now one-on-one against Amon. Owens with a shot. Save made there by Devin Brown. He squeezes 6:09 to play here in period number 2.
Yeah, Michael Schreibman, guys, this is an interesting one to watch for the Terps tonight. He would see right now, unfortunately, that turnover did not go his way, but I'd be interested to see how he's going to play for these next few games, knowing that that's on the line here.
Yep, Michael Schreibman trying to earn his way back into the top line. He spent a lot of time talking with the coaches today about ways that he can adjust his game to maximize his skill set. Had a lot of highlights against NC State last night, so a good step in the right direction for Schreibs. In the near corner, this is James Romps, who uses it to the boards to get to Eli Petter, but Petter can't get it out of the zone. Kept in there by Nasoy. Now this is Kai Levy for the Seahawks. Levy pressured there by Schreibman. Levy with a long-range shot, and it's in. Kai Levy with a low-danger chance, and Devin Brown never had an eye on it. It sails right over his glove, and it's 3-0 Seahawks.
Yeah, I did get a good view of that one, and I could just see that shot just really found that top right corner way out of Devin Brown's range. Honestly, I thought that was going to sail way over the net, but it managed to just drop in at that last second, slotting itself in. Devin Brown, as Andy said, didn't have much time to react to it, didn't have the range to snag that one, and Terps are currently down 3-0.
Yep. A big, low-danger, innocent-looking point shot from Kai Levy just kind of knuckles its way over the glove of Devin Brown. He never had a great sight line on it, and all of a sudden it's 3-0 Seahawks after another Terps push. Right in front of us, that was Luke Mohan checking somebody into the boards. That was Chris Lawson who he hit. Moses collects it for Wilmington. He'll play it across the ice for Lawson, but that passes off its mark, and Luke Mohan tries to keep it into the offensive zone where it's taken away by Chris Cuddy. Cuddy sends it ahead for Lawson, who starts a breakout for Wilmington. In front of the net, this is Roberts, who backhands one over the net. Now Kai Levy on the near point. Levy sends it down low into the corner where Ryan Craven tries to take it away. Levy with another long-range shot trying to recreate his goal from moments ago. Caleb Craven there, Jack Rakowskis there for the Terps now. Uses the boards. Maryland's able to get this one through neutral. And Wagner has it for the Seahawks in his defensive zone. Nicholas Wagner trying to get it out for Wilmington. Wagner has dangled around 2 Terps already, and he'll try to make it 3, but Chase Wilson says no. And now the other way for Maryland. This is Jack Rakowskis. Rakowskis on the near side. Goes behind the net. Rakowskis tried to feed it there to Jack Hudrin, but no dice. Moses now out for the Seahawks. Loses it to Sean Amon in neutral. Amon's got to wait for his teammates to check up. He does, and now an easy glove save there for Dylan Clancy. 4:01 to play here in period number 2.
An interesting shot look there from Amon. Seems like he already waited enough time for the rest of his Terps to get back on side, but decided to take that shot himself. An easy glove for Clancy there.
Yep, easy glove save for Dylan Clancy, but it does set up in the Maryland offensive zone draw right in front of us. Chase Wilson will be working against Corey Levy. Blake Warner getting some taunts from the crowd right behind us.
Hopefully you guys aren't picking that up on the mic. Sorry if any of the Warners are watching tonight.
Yes, today the Waters watching back in Maryland. We hope that hot mic didn't pick up some of those comments. But that one's iced by Wilmington after Corey Levy wins that faceoff, and we'll redo things on the other side. Chase Wilson, again, will face off against Corey Levy at the dot. Wilson wins this one back to the point for Craven. Craven with a long-range shot. That one's saved by Clancy. Rebound was loose for a second. Jack Hudrin jammed it in. And Nolan Taberham wasn't a huge fan of that one.
Same line out as the last big scrum we had earlier. Looks like refs were able to control it. We have another offensive zone draw here for the Terps. Same people. Chase Wilson against Levy.
Set piece off the draw there. Jack Hudrin with another shot. Chase Wilson won it forward, and Hudrin got it right on goal. Him and Nolan Taberham still jawing at each other. The two of them look like they kind of want to go, and they might if both of them stay out here for this next faceoff. And they will. Wilson loses this one to Levy, but now Wilson gets it back. Dylan Clancy couldn't handle that one. That was loose in front of the net for a second. Now behind his net, this is Owens for the Seahawks. Zach Owens does not touch the ceiling there. That was tight.
The aluminum foil at the top of this rink.
Now this is in the near corner on the far side. Played in deep by Nolan Taberham. Now there is a penalty coming up here on Wilmington. Biagio Pepe threw a flying elbow there. Caleb Craven very upset about that one. Can't quite see who's down. It is Andre Serra who took that elbow from Biagio Pepe, and Maryland's going to head back to the power play here with 3:20 to go in the second period.
Yeah,
Pepe catching Andre Serra with an elbow right there, and now Maryland with a golden opportunity to get one of these three back on the power play. They're going to send out their first unit with Eli Petter now on that far circle. Chris Lawson will take this face-off for the Seahawks. Patrick Harnan for the Terps. Harnan wins it back for Duchesne. Harnan loses it again, though, and Kai Levy's able to clear for the Seahawks. Devin Brown will get it behind his own net. Brown waiting for reinforcements. He'll drop for Teske. Teske plays it on the near side for Craven. Craven back to Teske. Craven into the offensive zone here. Craven doing it all himself now behind the net. Craven waiting for a passing lane. He's got Duchesne, and it bounces over his stick. Travis Duchesne had a good look right there, but it bounced over his stick, and the Seahawks get a free clear. Craven now plays it for Harnan. Harnan down deep. Harnan back to Craven, and that one's out of the reach of Caleb Craven. Another free clear for the Seahawks. Not crisp passing here from Maryland on this power play. Brian Teskey behind his own net. Maryland's getting another breakout here, but it's intercepted by Kai Levy, and he will clear again for the Seahawks. Now under a minute to go on this power play. Really good penalty killing here from Wilmington. Not letting the Maryland enter the zone cleanly, and when they do, Maryland has not been able to connect on their passes. Eli Petter now for the Terps. Plays it back for Teskey, but Teskey wasn't ready for it, and now Grant Warner will take it. Warner through neutral. Warner now into the offensive zone. Near side now goes behind the net. Warner surveys his options. He'll leave it at the point for Sean Amon, but yet again another bad pass and another free clear for Wilmington.
You guys are killing it right now. 3 out. What?
In the offensive zone, this is Bowman Graves for the Seahawks. Graves killing more time off this penalty clock, down to 7 seconds on the penalty to Biagio Pepe. 3, 2, 1, and Pepe's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. No shots on that power play for the Terps. Michael Schreibman into the offensive zone against Nolan Taberham. Taberham loses it to James Romps. Romps now to the point for Amon. Amon with a shot that goes wide of the net. Taken down below by Warner. Warner trying to work it with Romps. The two of them tie up against each other, and now Mason Burks the other way for the Seahawks. Burks ahead for Pepe. Pepe on the right side. That one backhanded wide of the net. 54 seconds to play here in period number 2. In the near corner, this is Wagner with a shot from the point. That one goes wide, and Romps has it for the Terps. Romps will use the boards to get it out, but he only gets it as far as center, as this is Wagner again for the Seahawks, who chips it into the zone. Sean Amon will be the first one on that puck. Amon using the boards to get around to Luke Mohan. Mohan will feed it ahead for Blake Warner. Warner's able to get a stick on it, so no ice here. Dylan Clancy behind his own net to collect it for Neal. Neal ahead for Owens. Owens on the near side. Sends it into the zone where it's taken away by Caden Vogel. Vogel plays it across for Sarah. Terps have one more chance to get into the offensive zone here. This is Chase Wilson with 10 seconds to go in the period. Wilson checked into the boards by Neal. It's tied up in the corner. Jack Hudrin trying to get net front. 3, 2, 1, and that's going to be the end of the period. Chase Wilson and Logan Neal giving each other some shoves right at that buzzer. And the Seahawks have a 3-0 lead after 2 here in Wilmington.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see anything more there after that last whistle with our favorite characters out on the ice right now. But again, just a disappointing period from the Terps in general. They really are kind of their own worst enemy tonight in this game from what I've seen so far. Again, Wilmington, a very evenly matched up team with us in general, but with some not great pass looks and unsustainable zone entries. That's why we have this score here at 3-0, but we still have a lot of game left. Period is a lot of time to score 3 or more goals, and if you know this team, you know that some crazy things can happen sometimes. So guys, definitely stay tuned. In between this next period here, we are going to see if we can get Maryland hockey president James Body on the mic with me. We're going to see if we can ask him some questions, so make sure, again, you guys stay tuned for that, and we will be back with you shortly. friend Jamie. So we've seen, as I was saying on the broadcast, some crazy things happen. What do you think is going to come out of this third period here?
I mean, I definitely think this game's winnable. Their goalie has looked very shaky, but we just haven't gotten any pucks in the net. You know, that we look a little rattled and fazed by the crowd. I mean, this is Carolina hockey, man. The ice sucks. Fans don't have a clue what's going on, but, you know, they're fired up.
A lot of them tonight, and definitely some questionable things out of their mouths. Again, apologies if you can hear that from the broadcast. We are not sponsoring any of that, but I mean, if you were in there again, I had mentioned you've been here for
Crash the net, like, no.
for your
No.
for your last year, but don't worry, guys, we got more James Body coming. But I guess for now, last year, but don't worry, guys, we got more James Body coming. But I guess for now, what do you expect? What do you expect for yourself and the rest of the guys going further with this season coming up?
Gonna get better as
For yourself and the rest of the guys going further with this season coming up.
gonna get better as the year goes on. And this is only game 5. I'm excited to see what we have going on in game 30.
Yeah, that's great, James. And James, guys, if you didn't know, like I said earlier, not out of this yet. 3 goals in 1 period is very obtainable, but I hope you enjoyed getting to know our president, James Body, with me a bit better. Stay tuned in just a few minutes for Puck Drop for the third period.
Thanks, Bailey.
to adjust the height since Bobby was so tall.
If it's necessary, it needs to be done.
Welcome back to this third period of play here on the Maryland Hockey Network. I'm Andy Parr, joined by Bailey Unchester. Maryland trails the host UNC-Wilmington Seahawks 3-0 entering this third period of play.
Yeah, entering the third period of play.
And after winning that draw, the Terps immediately ice it.
Sounds about right.
Or apologies. No, they're saying that it just clicked out of play before it went the length of the ice. Must have hit off the Wilmington bench there. Officials still
discussing.
discussing.
My chirp out then.
Yeah. Officials still discussing, and they'll put it into the offensive zone for Maryland. Must have clicked off a Seahawk instead of going all the way the length of the ice. Offensive zone draw here for the Terps. Chase Wilson loses this one to Colin Roberts, but Blake Warner keeps pressure on the boards in the offensive zone to maintain some possession. In the near corner, it squirts out back to Blake Warner. Warner has some room, sends it towards the net. That one tried to go to Chase Wilson, but he couldn't connect the pass there. Other way for the Seahawks, this is Luke Moses. Moses gets one-on-one by Teskey, and now they're both into the boards. Big hit there from Blake Warner on Colin Roberts, absolutely crunching him on the boards right there. And that leaves the puck for Eli Petter. Petter working with Hudrin. Hudrin sends it across the ice, and nobody's home, so Kyle Levy will take it for the Seahawks. Huge hit there from Blake Warner to try and spark some life into this Maryland bench to start the third period.
Great tone setter there, the Blake Warner special, if I had to trademark it.
Into the offensive zone, this is Grant Warner now. Warner working with Travis Duchesne. Duchesne can't get that pass, and Caleb Craven will go back into his defensive zone to retreat. Craven ahead for Warner. Warner sends it for Duchesne. Duchesne tips it into the zone and will work against Kai Levy in the corner. Around the boards to Zach Owens, and Owens gets it around Amon, and here comes Corey Levy. The younger Levy who sends it across for Pepe, but it's tipped on goal, and Devin Brown made a save first. Grant Warner gets it out through neutral. And now Sean Amon's got in his defensive zone, facing some pressure from the Seahawks. He'll send it into neutral where it's taken by Wagner for UNCW. Sends it right on Devin Brown, who tips it into the corner for Craven. Craven off the boards to Amon. Amon has some glass space there for Michael Schreibman. You guys got a great view of that puck right at our camera.
My life flashed before my eyes right there.
Caleb Craven now again in his defensive zone. Craven one-on-one against Zach Owens. Craven loses that puck, but Sean Amon will recover for the Terps. Tries to get it out, but it's taken away there by Nasoy. And now Craven's got it again for the Terps. Craven waits for some lanes to develop. Craven starting this breakout with Sean Amon. Amon tries to use the boards for Pilkington, but that one squirts past him, and Wilmington has possession again. In his own defensive zone, this is Neal. Neal facing some pressure from Pilkington, and he goes down. Pilkington with a good hit there. Pilkington checked hard into the boards by Mason Burks. And now Wilmington's got the puck again. Into the offensive zone, this is Levy, who takes down. That was James Romps, no call. Maryland going the other way here. Big hit there. Tommy Pilkington, none too pleased as an arm comes up from the official.
Tommy Pilkington has been delivering some hits all game. Really been a big defensive presence so far for the Terps in that department. But
big penalty drawn right there. He's going to take off one of Wilmington's best players, Kai Levy. Levy called for a trip. Pilkington very upset with him. The Terps go on the power play. First unit will start things out. Patrick Harnan will take this face-off for Maryland. And he wins it forward. Brian Teskey over to Craven with a shot just over the glove of Dylan Clancy. Near boards, this is Travis Duchesne who tries to send it towards the net. That one goes wide. Teskey will have to retreat to neutral and reset the power play. Brian Teskey in his own end decides to go all the way back behind Devin Brown. Teskey leaves for Craven. Craven ahead to Patrick Harnan. Harnan cross ice for Eli Petter. Petter into the offensive zone in this three-defenseman power play for Maryland. Petter tried to use the boards to get to Harnan. That one bounces over his stick, and Wilmington's able to clear. Devin Brown leaves for Teskey. who leaves for Craven. Caleb Craven's cruising up hard on this near side. Chips it into the zone. Travis Duchesne will work against Logan Neal. Big hit there from Craven as Travis Duchesne's the one who ends up with the puck. Now in the near corner, this is Harnan out for Craven. Back to Harnan. He couldn't get the shot off. Back out to Craven. Good save there from Dylan Clancy and a quick whistle from the officials as Clancy's skate pushed that post off its moorings.
Yeah, great look there from Craven. So far this season, we really haven't seen much of his offensive side that he was so well known for last year. I would be thrilled to see more of that, and that was a good look from him there that kind of showed us again what he can do as a defenseman still over at that goal line for the offensive zone.
Down to 1 minute on this power play. Second unit checking in for the Terps. Luke Mohan will take this face-off against Chris Lawson. Mohan wins it over to Grant Warner, but Warner tries to play it to the point, and Sean Amon can't handle it. Big pressure there. Burks looking for a hat trick coming in. Big pad save from Devin Brown. Robbing Mason Burks on a shorthanded breakaway, and now the Terps are coming back the other way. It's Michael Schreibman. Schreibman on the near side. Leaves for Warner. Warner back to Amon at the point. Amon with a shot. That one's blocked by Lawson, but he didn't know he blocked it. So Mohan gets the puck for the Terps, and now Wilmington clears. Sean Amon back for Maryland. 30 seconds to go in this trip to Kyle Levy. Amon leaves for Grant Warner. Warner now in neutral. He's going to take it into the zone himself. Warner on the far side. Stops. Sends it to the point for Amon. Amon down low to Schreibman. Schreibman on the near circle. Sends it even lower to Luke Mohan. Mohan feeds it across. Good look there. Now Sean Amon at the point. Big slap shot is muffed there off the pad of Bradley Gray. Penalty killed there. Kai Levy back on the ice, and we're back to 5-on-5. Nicholas Wagner here for the Seahawks. Wagner tries to get it ahead for Biagio Pepe. That one's out of his reach, and it's going to be icing on Wilmington.
Some good looks there on that last power play. Specifically, things just aren't good.
Abraham, and now a big hit in the corner there as Chase Wilson gets it back for the Terps. But Wilmington maintains possession again. Changing. Zach Owens now for the Seahawks. Can't get it past Blake Warner. Warner sends it back the other way for the Terps. Around the boards, Nolan Tabraham sends it to the point where it's kept in by Andre Serra. Good-looking shot there, tipped by Chase Wilson just wide of Dylan Clancy. Serra can't keep this one in at the point, and now look out here. Zach Owens is coming in with some speed. Good defensive recovery for Andre Serra. Corey Levy will dump it in for the Seahawks as they change. Jack Rakowskis now for the Terps, getting some pressure from Lucas Moses. Rakowskis now being pressured by Lawson. He loses it there. Colin Roberts gets taken down, no call. Fans wanted a trip there, and now this is offside on the Seahawks.
Yeah, gusty play there from Rakowskis, and again, Wilmington looking for that call. They will not receive it.
Yep, some very frustrated Seahawks out there on the ice as Colin Roberts was taken down. He'll win this face-off here to Lucas Moses, who tries to send it across to Chris Cuddy and instead sends it right to Dominic Facciano, who gets it out of the zone for the Terps. Cuddy into the offensive zone for Wilmington. Loses that one. Brian Teskey just got crunched there. Colin Roberts and Chris Cuddy both hitting Maryland's captain into the backboards. Luke Mohan's entry there is offside, and we'll get another face-off in neutral. 13:30 to go here in the third. Huge hit there from Colin Roberts and Chris Cuddy on Brian Teskey. Grant Warner will go up against Colin Roberts on this faceoff. Roberts wins it back for Kyle Levy. Levy tries to send it ahead, but it's intercepted by Maryland, and they'll send it back into Levy's defensive zone. Levy uses the boards around for Moses. Moses waiting for reinforcements, but he gets pressured by Duchesne. Sends it ahead for Roberts. Roberts working with Lawson. 2-on-1 developing here. Lawson with a shot. That one goes wide of Devin Brown. Lucas Moses collects it for Wilmington at the point, but he sends it right to Brian Teskey. Teskey now will chip it in from center. And a glove there from Dylan Clancy to snuff out that play, and 12:57 to go here in the third period.
Terps dump and change their D pairing, it looks like. We have Sean Amon and Caleb Craven backing up for Maryland at the moment.
Face-off will be to the right of Dylan Clancy. Grant Warner's strong side here as he'll take this offensive zone draw for the Terps. Warner wins it forward, but it's taken away by Kyle Levy. Levy behind his own net, gets around Patrick Harnan. And now he goes back behind his own net again to reset the breakout. This is Mason Burks through neutral against Caleb Craven. Burks chips it over Craven's head. Off the boards, Burks got it again. But Sean Amon collects it off the pad of Devin Brown. Caleb Craven, and that's the second puck that goes into this aluminum foil ceiling. Caleb Craven and Brian Teskey both losing some game pucks here tonight.
You can see what we're working with here, guys. Generally does look like somebody took a couple rolls of Reynolds wrap and threw that up top here. So we have
good job of keeping these pucks low. Shot here. Good save from Devin Brown on Zach Owens. Right off the face-off there, a clean win for Corey Levy, and Zach Owens cruised right down Main Street and shot one right into the bucket of Devin Brown. Another clean win here for Corey Levy. At the point, this is Tabraham. Tabraham with a long-range shot off Brown's blocker. Biagio Pepe checked into the boards by Grant Warner. Now at the point again, it's Tabraham. Tabraham down low for Corey Levy. Levy trying to cross it over to Biagio Pepe, but that pass was out of reach. Pepe in the corner loses it to Craven, and now Patrick Harnan has it for the Terps. Duchesne tries to get it out of the zone, but it's kept in by Wagner for the moment. Patrick Harnan giving him some pressure, and now Craven's got it the other way for Maryland. Craven with some speed. Craven working 1-on-2 across Harnan with a shot. Save made by Dylan Clancy. Cross crease passing right there. Clancy came up with a beauty on Patrick Harnan. In neutral, Sean Amon tries to keep it in the zone for the Terps, and that is going to be a big penalty on Biagio Pepe.
Biagio Pepe going to the box for the third time tonight as he quite literally flew with Sean Amon across the ice. I don't know. Physically, I'm not even sure how that collision was possible. If you guys got a good view of that.
Yep, Biagio Pepe with his third minor penalty of the night. That one, he and Sean Amon collided in neutral, and Pepe ended up ready to go here in the third. Still trailing 3-0 against the host Wilmington Seahawks. Terps bench trying to get this power play excited. Face-off one here. Craven on the far side. Craven cruising in with a shot off the blocker of Dylan Clancy. Maryland maintains possession. At the point, this is Teskey. Teskey down for Petter. Petter across. Craven shot. That one's blocked down by Logan Neal, and Wilmington will clear. Devin Brown collects it behind the net for the Terps. Brian Teskey now for Maryland. Teskey with Petter. Petter and Teskey. Sends it ahead for Craven. Craven into the zone now. This is Patrick Harnan who tries to play it deep. Kai Levy's there for the Seahawks, and he will send it out of play. Offensive zone draw coming up for the Terps. 1:22 to go here in this third penalty to Biagio Pepe.
It seems like they're already trying to do this, but for the remainder of the time that this line is out, I would really like to see them focus on getting that puck to Craven. I think that he has the best chance right now to get that puck in the net.
Brian Teskey with a long-range shot from the point. That one's off the glove of Dylan Clancy and out of play. A clean face-off win for Patrick Harnan and an immediate shot from the Terps. Brian Teskey trying to get Maryland on the scoreboard for the second straight night. That one goes just high. Patrick Harnan working against Graves at the dot. He wins it. Craven now on the far side across for Petter. That pass was just out of reach. Petter behind the net for Harnan. Harnan to the point for Craven. Craven, Teskey, straightaway center, down to Harnan. Duchesne with a shot. That one's blocked down by Kai Levy. Good passing there from the Terps. Patrick Harnan now, and Caleb Craven gets it. Craven and Teskey playing a two-man game at the point. Craven across for Petter. Petter facing some hard pressure on the boards there. He will maintain possession, though, with Travis Duchesne coming in for support. Teskey now, long-range shot. That one's wide of the net. Patrick Harnan now. Into the boards with Caleb Craven. Craven's got it. Craven back to the point for Teskey. Teskey sends it down low for Harnan. Harnan pokes it out to Craven. Craven working on the far side again. Craven waiting for a pass. He goes behind his back to Harnan. Harnan with a long-range shot. That one's taken away by Kai Levy, who will clear for the Seahawks. 15 seconds to go on this power play for the Terps. Devin Brown ahead for Andre Serra. Serra has his puck stripped of him by Owens. 5 seconds to go in this trip to Biagio Pepe. 3, 2, 1, back to 5-on-5. Some good looks there for Maryland, but another kill for the Seahawks. This is Owens for Wilmington, playing ahead for Corey Levy. That one's out of Levy's reach, and Andre Serra will be the first one there. But now a shot there from Biagio Pepe, buzzes just wide of Devin Brown. Taberham sends one towards the net. That one's blocked away by Serra. Another block by Serra, and a close-range save on Zach Owens there. Devin Brown quick with the glove on that one, keeps it at just a 3-goal deficit.
Yeah, Zach Owens was in the right place at the right time right there for the Seahawks, was unable to come up with the shot as another good save from Devin.
Saves in net for the Terp. Clay the third period. Wins it back for Andre Serra. Lane had Pilkington there, but he couldn't get a shot off. Into the boards, this is Romson Taberham, and it squirts out to the point where it's kept in by Caden Vogel. Now the other way. Look out here. Zach Owens with another chance, and Devin Brown, ultra aggressive. Good stop there on Zach Owens. Brown came way out of his crease on that one. He saw some trouble developing, and he came up with the stop on Owens.
Yeah, Brown really aggressive there with that save. I wonder if he was going to try and go for a poke check, but panicked at the last second and didn't quite get anything off. Luckily was still able to stop Owens, tripping him up a little bit there, but still, again, tough chance there.
Liam Nasoy right in front of us here. Mason Burks will take this draw for the Seahawks, and he wins it back for Nasoy. Nasoy plays it with Craven, and Craven will get it out and start a breakout for Maryland. Caleb Craven across to Hudrin. Hudrin with a shot from the right circle. That one's blocked down by Liam Nasoy. George saved by Dylan Clancy. One of his best of the night comes right there against Maryland's fourth line. Chase Wilson can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks from last year's game, just remembering how important Dylan Clancy is to this Seahawks squad. Again, helping them out tonight as well.
Chase Wilson with a face-off win there. Caleb Craven's got it at the near point. Played around the boards, and Chase Wilson's going to be the first one on it. Wilson plays it ahead to Hudrin. Hudrin tries to get it to Warner, but it's intercepted by Mason Burks, who will clear for the Seahawks. Caleb Craven forced to retreat in his defensive zone as we drift below 8 minutes and into Sunday morning here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Caleb Craven with a long-range shot. That one's blocked by Chris Cuddy. Craven now behind the net. Craven waiting for some passes, doesn't get anything, and Kai Levy's got it for the Seahawks, but Levy skies it into the netting. Another whistle here. Offensive zone draw coming up for the Terps. 7:40 to play here in the third. Maryland's first line back out there. Grant Warner getting this face-off for Maryland. Travis Duchesne now with it down low. Back to the point. It's kept in by Harnan. Harnan with a shot. That one goes over the glove of Dylan Clancy. Chris Cuddy plays it out for Wilmington, and now Bradley Gray tries to get it ahead for Dylan Moresco, but he couldn't quite handle that pass. Brian Teskey crunches Moresco in the corner. Big hit there from Brian Teskey. Eli Petter now has it for the Terps. Petter across to Duchesne. Travis Duchesne going through neutral. Long-range shot off the pad of Clancy. It looked like a little pad pass to Eli Petter. Good recovery from Nicholas Wagner to get there first. Now in the far corner, there's a 5-man scrum. Ends up on the stick of Travis Duchesne in the point, and he loses it to Wagner. Nicholas Wagner working against Jack Rakowskis. Wagner with a shot that goes wide of Devin Brown. Bowman Graves keeps it in the offensive zone for the Seahawks for a moment, and now it's taken out by Luke Moses. Eli Petter resets in his defensive zone. Petter working with Rakowskis. Rakowskis will take it behind the net as Wilmington's completed their change, but so is Maryland. Michael Schreibman with some fresh legs and Tommy Pilkington with him. Schreibman sends it to the net front. Dylan Clancy plays it out. Clancy around the boards to Lawson. Lawson loses that one to Pilkington. Now Schreibman's got it for the Terps. Romps with a shot towards the net. That one goes wide of Clancy. On the near side, this is Colin Roberts for the Seahawks. Roberts loses that one to Tommy Pilkington. Pilkington tries to shove it towards the net. Michael Schreibman couldn't get a shot off there. Back in his own zone, this is Andre Serra facing some pressure from Luke Moses. Now it's Kai Levy for the Seahawks. Levy waits, tries to pass that one in front to Chris Lawson, but Lawson got himself tied up with Andre Serra. Now this is Corey Levy, back for his brother Kai. Kai Levy at the point. Down to Corey Levy. Across. Neal. Down low for Moses. Moses back to Neal. Neal with a long-range shot. That one's blocked by Tommy Pilkington. Back to the point. Kai Levy one-timer. That one's saved by Brown. Corey Levy's got it down low for the Seahawks. Back to Kai Levy. Levy, he's got a lot of room coming in. Big block there from Andre Serra. And now he's got it again. Andre Serra will clear, and Maryland's able to get a desperately needed change. But they've got to be quick as Corey Levy's got it right now. Levy with a shot from the near side. That one goes wide of Brown. Ryan Craven tries to get it out, but Nolan Tabraham keeps it in. Tabraham's shot saved by Brown. Another one, he couldn't handle his own rebound. Nolan Tabraham had a lot of daylight. His eyes were a little bit bigger than his shot there. Corey Levy again for the Seahawks. Levy passes it in front for Owens, who gets it back to Levy. Levy with a pass to the point for Wagner. That one bounces over his stick, and it'll be a free clear for the Terps. 4.5 minutes to play here in the third period. Still 3-0 in favor of Wilmington. Caleb Craven sends it ahead into the offensive zone for the Terps, but it's taken away by Nicholas Wagner. Now Biagio Pepe with it for Wilmington. Pepe can't get past Craven, and now both Cravens are on this play. Caleb's got the puck, and Ryan's cruising towards the net. Caleb Craven with a shot. That one's saved by Clancy. He didn't know where it was. Clancy got it back, and now Caleb Craven and Zach Owens are going at it after this whistle. Zach Owens was not happy with Caleb Craven trying to follow up that rebound right in front of his goalie and grabbed him right after that whistle. Caleb Craven standing up for himself there. Looks like both of them will head off to the box.
Yeah, we saw both Cravens in there. Ryan getting himself into a bit of trouble, too, after that whistle.
Nope, no penalties on either side. Just telling both Craven and Owens to get off the ice.
It's late.
Yeah, it's late. 4 minutes to play here in the third period. At the point, this is Eli Petter. Petter down low for Wilson. That one bounces around him and over to Logan Neal. Neal clears it out for the Seahawks, and now this is spit out. A no-look save from Devin Brown right there. Mason Burke still without the hat trick. Chris Cuddy at the point. Down low, this is Bradley Gray. Gray leaves it for Nasoy. Now around the boards. This is Nasoy again, working from right here. Chase Wilson will make it 5. Officials telling them to move the puck, and they will. Mason Burks cruising towards the net, can't get that one on goal. Kept in at the point by Hudrin. Hudrin plays that one off the ceiling, but that puck stays on the ice surface, so still only 2 lost, and Jack Hudrin getting into it after this whistle with Bradley Gray, and Blake Warner steps in. A very intimidating Blake Warner will make most people step away, as Gray did right there.
I mean, that guy's like 6'7", so I feel like I'd be afraid of him, too, if he was coming at me on the ice. But let's just go back a few minutes to that Devin Brown save sequence. His best of the night, if you agree with me, Andy. If there's any silver lining here, it's that
Yep, the man who they call Rosa with some big saves there late in this third period as we drift down to 2.5 minutes to play here. Wilmington appears to be in line for their 4th win of the season. Maryland looking at its 2nd loss of this North Carolina road trip weekend. Woody Reichelt behind the Maryland net. Gets pressured there by Grant Warner. Reichelt looking for some passes. He gets crunched by Caden Vogel. Now it's taken by Graves. Bowman Graves with it on this near circle with a shot. That one's off the pad of Devin Brown. And Travis Duchesne will clear for the Terps, but nope. Bowman Graves keeps it in at the point, and Caden Vogel will have to try again. Vogel with a clearing attempt. That one goes to Patrick Harnan, and he'll skate it out through neutral. Patrick Harnan working on the near side against Kai Levy. Harnan behind the net. Levy with a good defensive play there and gets it ahead for Reichelt. Woody Reichelt into the offensive zone. working against Jack Rakowskis. Rakowskis wins that battle, and he'll take it out for the Terps. Just over 90 seconds to play here in the third period. Both teams starting to take their foot off the gas. Zach Owens will try and get it out. Rakowskis keeps it in at the point. Terps trying to find a little bit of silver lining here in this third period of play. In the near corner, this is James Romps. Loses it, and now Zach Owens with it for Wilmington. Owens across to Corey Levy. Levy, one more pass back to Owens, another save for Brown. Biagio Pepe with a baseball goal. A beautiful midair shot from Biagio Pepe. And Devin Brown, even after all the saves he's made, all you can do on that one is tip your hat. A beautiful display of athleticism from Pepe right there. And it's 4-0 Seahawks.
Yeah, beautiful pitch there to Pepe. And as Andy was saying, genuinely, this kid had to have played baseball back in high school, I'm assuming, because great form on his end there with that swing. And a home run right into the back of the net past Devin Brown.
Yep, Devin Brown came up with a big save on Corey Levy right before it, but that rebound right out of midair, Biagio Pepe swats at it and makes it 4-0 for the Seahawks. An amazing goal for number 8 in blue, kind of redeeming a night where he took 3 penalties.
Yeah, penalty hat trick for Pepe tonight. At least someone got a hat trick for them.
Behind the net, this is Harnan trying to get it out for Teskey, but he loses that puck battle to Colin Roberts. Roberts will play it through neutral. 27 seconds to play here in the third. Roberts sending it towards the front of the net for Lawson, but it's deflected out of play by Brian Teskey. 23 seconds to go here in the third period. Wilmington now with a 4-0 lead over the Terps.
First line still out there from Maryland. Wonder if they're keeping them on to try and avoid anything extra happening after this last whistle blows.
Yep, we saw some extracurriculars after that final horn last night.
Yes.
Coach Joe Carter going to be very careful with who he puts out at the end of this loss. Travis Duchesne within the offensive zone. One last gasp here for the Terps. That one's deflected out of play by Chris Cuddy. So Maryland will get a final offensive zone draw here with 13 seconds to play. Terps will be back in Laurel at the Gardens Ice House next weekend to play Delaware and Ryder on Saturday and Sunday.
Thank goodness for that.
Yep, this North Carolina road trip did not treat Maryland kindly. Back-to-back regulation losses. First one against M1.
Weekend overall for the Terps. Assistant coach Trevor Drake pointed out to us earlier in this game that Maryland does in fact only have one goal over its guy, who they had a few options anywhere Maryland finds. Don't worry, be there. Tune in.
Carolina. Thank you so much for Carolina. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week and hope to put these losses for Maryland behind them.